rundown while we do have the time and the teams aren't fully readied up. For Team Nonstop, who are going to be playing Survivors, we do have Vex, Josie, Thug Life, and Yota. I believe that's Yota.
I believe it is. And then over on Team Liechenstein, we'll have Hornchen, KMC, Virus, and Fateser. And actually, with that being said, we are going to be going live here. So, oh, nope, juked out. The trolls are real. And actually, oh, Joda reminding his team to actually ready up and also record. Alright, so it looks like we are actually ready to go. Indeed we are. So the Rotoblin Cup 3 Grand Finals are underway. Liechtenstein over on your SI. Boomer spawning up on the side there. Nice boom there. Landing onto two of the survivors. Let's pull up the spec HUD. Both Hunters and Smoke are working their way in. Smoke lands on the bill in the front. One Hunter getting skied out there. Next one also getting skied there by Fateser. Really well played. And that's first attack up and over.
Yep, as we usually see, not much damage going in and damage bounces landed. Two Hunters getting taken out pretty comfortably as they were coming in. So we might see a couple of extra ticks thanks to the common, which has been dealt with as well. But as you see with these left-handed one-style hits, it's so easy to push through, and if you don't get the damage, you don't get the slowdown, you're in trouble. But we do see a single boom landing. There's 2 Hunters, 3 Hunters jumping around. One Hunter is going to get skeeted, one does land, second does land, but he is going to get cleared as well. Lewis dealing with quite a few common there, but you know, not really much damage being caused. Survivors already 50% through the map, so we're going to see the very late tank. It spawns just underneath this sort of bridge ahead of the survivors. Not really a bridge, it's more of a, I don't know what it is. What is it? A login thing?
Yeah, some sort of like wood mill, I guess, or like train station? I don't know what it is, what transports, so obviously. But tank does come up. Boomer also spawning up in the back behind the survivors, but isn't it a boomer? But it still gets a single boom out of the Zoe. Nice pull in the front there onto Francis. And it's going to allow Tank to get a little bit closer to the survivors, but unfortunately he's going to have to play a little bit back now, as he only has 1 Hunter for support. So let's go ahead and switch to some Tank POV. Tank is up in the hands of Hornchen for Team Liechenstein. So big Tank here actually coming out first. Hornchen, a very old, experienced player. And we'll see if he can make anything big happen out here on Nonstop. Now, if you were on the Survivors team, are you a fan of... Actually, we're not having the time to actually answer that question. But Tank's going to go and push right in here with that single boom that does land on Zoe. And yeah, he's going to go and tunnel right in, breaking the door down. And he's looking for a corner onto Francis. Grabs the double punch, set things off on the Zoe and Francis. Another single actually onto Bill. And Tank's already dead. So that Tank got absolutely minced there by the shotguns. And I swear that the shotguns seem overpowered in this config.
They do. They do seem a bit. I'm not sure what element actually makes them so, but... I guess, as to your question, we are going to see a boomer go in front and get a nice little double boom on 2 survivors, but the rest of the cappers aren't up yet. The latest one is going to be about 5 seconds out. But they might get 1 full hit here, or they might even be trying for the quad cap right before the safe room, but with 10 seconds left on that spawn, they might just make it. But no, they are going to go in a bit prematurely. We do see the Hunters jumping around. 1 Hunter is about to get skeeted. There he goes. 2nd Hunter gets skeeted as well. The Smoker gets picked, and... the delay tactic has not worked. The SI do have another boomer. May be able to delay momentarily with a single boom, but that's just going to get the survivors safe from with a pretty comfortable amount of bonus as well.
Indeed. So they're looking at a very, very large health bonus walking the safe room here, and there we go. They're closing the door, and they will make it with a 552 health bonus for the first map. You add that to the 400 distance, and that will give them the grand total score of 972. Because they should be adding... Oh no, the 20 points for the Witch actually doesn't count in this config, I forgot. So there is no plus 20 for the Witch, but so they will end the round with a 952 instead of the 972 that I thought it would be. So that will be the first half up and over, and a very quick ready up here actually going into the next half. And now we'll see Liechenstein over on the survivors with obviously the SI being held by Team Nonstop. And I'll let you take it away.
It's going to be one of those situations where I feel that this tank could be quite pivotal, especially if it manages to secure a wipe. Because it already puts about 500 points between the two teams, but the opening hit for the SI is going to be the generic Smoker, 2 Hunters and the Boomer. Looks like they're positioning themselves a bit further back. Hopefully trying to utilize the invisible walls and go for some big damage bounces. They might even be trying to save it a little bit longer for that Witch. But either way, unless they get a lot of delay, that this hit's going to be taken out before they actually get a chance to utilize the Witch before the next spawns are up. And it looks like they have repositioned themselves around the Witch. There is 1 Hunter behind the Witch, 1 Hunter up on the cliff to the right. Smoker looking for the spawn behind the rock, and the Boomer is also looking for spawn as close as he can possibly get. Maybe even looking to bunny hop in. Well, Witch has been triggered, attack has been triggered as a result. Witch goes in, Witch gets the incap. One hunter land gets cleared very quickly though, a nice quad boom landing. But both hunters have been dealt with. It's just the Smoker left up who does get a pull in on Hornchef. He is going to get cleared very quickly though by Zoe, and the Boomer's going to waddle in just to cause some additional nuisance and re-proxy himself on Bill. But that is going to give the survivors near enough the cabin with the ammo pile in it. And then they will have to take one attack, probably as a trigger tank on the run back, I imagine.
Yeah, I would imagine that we'll see the S actually hold this attack for when the tank triggers, most likely. Or it looked like they were actually trying to position themselves to actually go earlier. But yeah, 100 actually pre-spawn here. We might see attack right now. Actually, see Zoe way up front does get pulled there by the Smoker. 200s working their way, and third hunter on the back. That's 200s landing. One does get cleared though, so that will nullify the quad cap potential. But that's still a lot of damage going on Team Liechtenstein. Really well played tri cap there, capitalizing on that separation of Zoe.
And that's what you need really. I mean, you need them tri-caps to land, you need to get the damage off them. The tank has been triggered. But on the plus side as well, for this tank now, it's one less person to focus. I mean, because there is only one set of pills, there's no additionals floating around. Survivors have to be really choosy when they take them so they don't bleed out for when the time the tank commits. KMC has just committed his pills now, and they've had to pass another set over to Virus, who got incapped by the Witch earlier. So that's one less person for the tank to focus on, and it looks like they're going to be pushing it really aggressively. There's two hunters jumping around behind the survivors. Tank's going for the rock. Doesn't get the rock. And here come the hunters, still just jumping around, putting a bit of distraction at the moment, just for the tank to try and get some rocks in, but it's having no luck beyond the trees. Smoker is up, so they do have the tri-cap. One hunter is going to get skeeted though, tank rock once again hitting the tree. Smoker's tongue is going to whiff, and Zoe is trying frantically to, oh, Zoe does get pulled on the outside. Momentarily though, but... Oh, the rock! Hornchan catching the mighty crunchy rock thingy.
Indeed.
And tank's still first pass.
Yeah, I mean, that rock completely refilled the tank's rage, obviously, and he was keeping good LOS on the survivors as well. So we're going to see the tank in the hands of Joda, playing a little bit back here. Liechenstein has to get a little aggressive, as they've been doing. Only one pill left on themselves. So they got to be a little bit more aggressive here with this tank if they don't want to suffer a wipe, or else he's just going to bleed them out at this point. And indeed, we see them actually pushing the tank far back. They know that they got to get aggressive, or else they're going to bleed out here. And there is only one hunter up right now in the hands of Thug Life for Team Nonstop for support on this tank. But he does have another SI coming up in 2 seconds here. So we'll see if they can make something happen here. If Liechenstein's going to push his tank down. Because he's already down to 3900 actually.
Yeah, and this is where it gets dangerous as well, because there's a lot of good boomer spots here. Thankfully though, the survivors are backing out of it, but they do catch a single boom. Tank is going to commit 25 damage pounds landing on Hornchen as well. One survivor boom. There's another hunter jumping around, and the boom is going to waddle in. One survivor does go down. Tank does catch a stumble, but it looks like he is going to get this second incap. The hunter does land another pounce, gets cleared very quickly. Tank gets a second incap, but that's pretty much going to be all she wrote for the tank. But that's 2 down. That's going to be Hornchen black and white on pickup. All the major bonus remaining is on Bill, and there's about 50% left on Zoe as well. But that's a good amount of damage overall to the bonus. I don't think we saw anyone from the previous round get incapped at all. I think everyone made it in with bonus.
Yeah, the tank was on the brink of getting it down to Bill, I believe, but unfortunately got cleared at the very last second. Well, by clearing, the tank got killed. But we do see another attack coming in here, though. Francis getting highly separated there by that smoke pole. And now we see Joda looking to intercept the next RR that comes near Francis to clear him. Joda in the hands of that hunter with the smoker being held by a revenge. And Hunter going for a DP, doesn't land it, but still finds a cap onto Lewis there very briefly. But they should be able to get Francis up here before he dies. I mean, he still has half of his temporary down HP left.
We've got to be careful here, because Lewis is down to about 4 HP and he's black and white. And there's a hunter. There's 2 hunters. Lewis is going to wisely get into position first. Hornchen is also now black and white. We see a 5 damage pounds going out, but both hunters cleared extremely quick. Boomer and Smoker going to waddle in there, but the door is going to be shut. 208 bonus, so we see a difference of 346 points. No, 44 points.
Very good, very good.
It even says it on the fucking... It says it on the screen and I still screwed it up.
Yeah, it prints it in the chat.
Good at this.
But yeah, so actually, roles have been reversed here. I would have picked Liechenstein actually been the favorite for me specifically. But it looks like Liechenstein playing a little bit under par today, and Nonstop taking full advantage of it, having a really good survivor round, and Nonstop just breaking 300 points right there away from Liechenstein. Now Liechenstein on the back foot, gonna have to play a little bit of a catch-up game here. And yeah, we'll move on to map 2. Yet again, we'll be playing maps 1, 2, 4. This is the second map of Blood Harvest. So we will see what the teams have in store for us here as soon as we ready up. Only 2 people ready up to actually ready. So actually, really fast ready ups.
We did see Liechtenstein actually fall behind and have to come from behind to win their victory in the last game they played in the semi-finals. And I think it was a damn close game as well.
I think that was the quarterfinals. Semi-finals was against Aces, and I think they won by like 4,000 or something.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there was one game where they started behind, but then they did sort of make a comeback. So we started off a bit slow. We do see the attack going in there on a double boom landing. It looks like the SI is just going to be sacking that boomer for a bit of a delay tactic to get that 4th spawn up, which should, in theory, be the quad cap.
Indeed, and I do remember the game that you were talking about, and that was a really good game. They came back on No Mercy 4. I remember that one.
That's not No Mercy.
But we do see a witch. Oh, you want to do it?
Hang on.
Alright. We do see Witch Up in play here right before the event door, and we'll see how Team Nonstop actually plans on taking this Witch. They're probably going to draw it. That's really the only sensible thing to really do, as the SI do all have their spawns. It's pretty deadly if they were actually think they could walk up there. But they do also have the quad cap, so Liechenstein looking to end things right here. If this Witch gets a hit onto any of the survivors, it is definitely probably going to result in a wipe with the quad cap potential that they have. But Francis jumping in, grabs a jumping crown on the Witch, and now we will see the quad cap initiate on the survivors. One does get seeded though, along with the second one, and only 100 remaining, and that will be the end of that quad cap potential. I mean, the quad cap potential was pretty much shut down the moment that smoker got popped by the Witch.
I think the quad cap was screwed the second that Witch went down in the blink of an eye, truth be told. It very, very quick crown. Follow-up kill on the smoker was instantaneous as well. One hunter did land for a couple of ticks of damage, but the other 2 remaining hunters got skeeted, I think, in 1 bullet by the same survivor, so relatively solid shutdown by Non-Stop. We do see a boomer spawned up, though, underneath the survivors. We do see a single hunter landing momentarily. Smoker's trying to get a pull out. Smoker does almost get the pull out. Boomer does get himself a double boom. But in traditional Left 4 Dead 1 style, the survivors are just going to hold off here. No spitter to worry about, no charges, so it's pack up into a tight corner, smash the M2 button, and occasionally M1 to get rid of the bulk of common swarming through the single door.
Yeah, most certainly. This is a very general Left 4 Dead 1 tactic. It's what a lot of teams do nowadays, and even in the past, this is what they did. Pretty much they're just going to hold out the event. It's almost over, so not that much more waiting time. And we might see one more attack coming in here. They do have the quad cap once again, though. So we'll see when Liechenstein actually decides to spring this on Nonstop. They might wait for the Witch, they might not. Who knows? We'll just have to wait. But actually, it looks like they might do it. Yeah, all hunters spawn up at the back, and the smoker looking spawn from below. Hunters coming 1-2 landing. Third is a little late to the party though, and the smoker also missed his tongue there. A little unfortunate there for Team Liechenstein. And tank is up in the hands of Virus for Liechenstein.
Before you said the attack on the Witch is already gone. She dead, son. She dead.
There was no chance.
There's no way. The tank is actually giving the survivors a bit of distance there. They've split up oddly though into a 2-2 sort of separation, which is good to avoid the booms. But we are seeing a hunter come in. We see the boomer rocket in, nice double boom. Tank's going to instantly commit on that quick corner. It looks like he's going to get the down in on Francis. He does whiff a punch. Here comes a double though. It's the follow-up double punch, gets the in cap. The hunters are coming in. One hunter is going to get skeeted. Tank is destroyed though. He does land an additional rock, but he's down to 300 HP. One shotgun blast from Zoe will finish the tank off, and it just seems that these tanks just die so fast.
Yeah, I feel like the only survivor really shooting the tank was Zoe, and she pretty much like one-man the tank, it felt.
Well, I mean, it's like the tank jumped in and got like an instant corner. And I don't think he even had 1,000 HP left by the time he got that down. We do see a single boom going out there on Lewis. The rest of the SI, it looks like the R&D going to come in. We do see 2 hunters and the smoke. 1 hunter from behind, 1 from in front. They're jumping off the walls. 1 hunter does land, 2nd hunter lands. Smoker pole gets killed instantaneously. And the hunter up top does manage to land on Francis for a good few ticks of damage. But still, pretty solid bonus. And they've probably only got about 1 more attack to take, providing this boom lands.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good attack for what it was. Nice double proxy actually out onto Francis and Zoe. Zoe getting a little bit too hyper there with the trigger finger and popping that boomerang on herself and her companion. So we'll see one more attack, a very brief attack here. Hunter spot from the front with Hunter from behind as well. Smoker being a little bit late to the party, though. 100 does land out onto Lewis, but the other one getting scared out there, and Smoker getting pretty much killed off immediately upon spawning. He did get that pull for very briefly. And that will be Team Nonstop making the way into the safe room with a 552 health bonus. I think that's like mirroring what they made last map with.
Yeah, I think it was like...
I think it was
552 last time.
Yeah. So we'll see if the Team Liechenstein can answer on this map as well. Hopefully they can make the safe room with some health bonus and keep the game somewhat close. I mean, so far though, Nonstop having very good survivor sides here, completely nullifying any quad cap potentials. They're being a little bit too hasty with the boomer pops. I feel like some of them shouldn't be hitting them. But we see a boomer coming in right here at the safe room, walking to the door, grabs a single boom out on the virus, and that will probably just be the sack for the quad cap, which we will see happen probably sometime during the Witch.
It does seem to be the traditional sack for the quad, but I don't know. I mean, it just seems that at the moment they're making consistent bonus. They're making the full distance of the maps. I mean, it's getting to a point really where Liechtenstein kind of need to put the brakes on the non-stop train a bit. Otherwise, it is going to barrel out of control. I mean, they're already down 1,400 points. If it gets to the point where, you know, they don't make a map, they're going to be up the creek, especially without the finale to come back on either. We are going to see the traditional baiting out of this hit. We did see a pretty much ineffective hit going on this for the previous team, which has been drawn, however. Now, see, I'm not a fan of this in this situation. The quad cap is coming in. We do see the Witch up top. She stumbles Lewis. Pull goes out. Pounce lands. Tri-cap going on. Oh, they do manage to clear that Hunter on the ground, and the Witch does get stuck. Lucky enough, because she was going after Francis. If she'd gotten Francis down, the only person left up was Bill, and there was a Hunter on his heels.
Indeed, so a little bit of a godsend there for Liechenstein. That was really close to actually being a quad cap, even though one on the outside did get shut down, as you said. So very well taken there by Liechenstein, and a little bit of luck on the Witch's part.
Well, we are going to see this event being held out as usual. No reason for the survivors to push out, because if they do push out, they're going to push straight into a tank spawn. Do see a boomer, they'll get a nice tri-boom, but at the moment it's just going to call all the commas already bowed in towards the survivors. Just make them feel a bit more hungry for the meat. But I mean, I don't know, this could be where it turns now. I mean, they really need a big hit, especially a nice little boom to land just as that tank spawns. If only to rattle the survivors a bit and, you know, get their attention drawn elsewhere for the tank to position himself. Once again, another double boom landing. We do see a Hunter just kind of bunny hopping in looking for them scratches, because at this point there's no point actually getting the pounce, because you may get 1 damage, whereas if you scratch you got a guaranteed 6. So you will see a lot of these Hunters go in and just look for scratches. Tank has been triggered, however.
Indeed, tank will be up in the hands of Josie for Team Nonstop, and seeing those Hunters go for the scratches reminded me of the Shire days. Good old Shire. For you that don't know what the Shire was, it was a group of Left 4 Dead 1 players who basically only went for scratches, and they were actually able to wipe really high-level teams doing it. It was something really funny to watch, just a little tidbit of information there from the history. And yeah, so we'll see Josie with this tank yet again, looking to put the needles to Team Liechenstein with a wipe here maybe. But we'll have to see how much of a good SI support he can get. He's not getting this forklift through that door.
No, well, they haven't got the boomer either, because the boomer just got popped, so they are going to be going with the traditional tri-cap. But it's of course a different location as well that the survivors are taking this time. I mean, previous team fought the tank right up front, right outside the train. This team is going to be taking the tank inside. Downside, of course, if they do suffer a down to this tank, they are going to have to take an additional 2 hits, but the tank is looking to try and get that miracle forklift. At the moment he's just being chipped by pistols, so nothing really much to worry about. It's when he gets closer and then shotguns come into effect that the problems start. The tank has now reached the top floor. Hunter is coming in. Hunter does land a 2 damage pounce on Bill. He has not been cleared yet. Tank is going to intercept on that. As soon as the Hunter gets cleared, tank goes for the punch, doesn't get the punch off. Bill is able to chug his pills and get the hell out of there. The tank is getting railed. He's down to about 3,500. Screws up the jump rock. No me gusta. 1 boom does go out. The tank is currently being railed from above by said shotgun. It's down to 2.3k. And the survivors are pretty much out of harm's way. There's 1 Hunter up now. Second capper is coming up. And the 3rd and final spawn to support this tank is going to be another boomer. Tank only has 1,800 HP as well. Boom does land on one survivor. Hunter jumping around once again for the separate survivor. Hunter gets gated. Pole gets cleared. I think this tank is pretty much done like dinner. It's a good amount of damage spread they've done over the survivors. If we look at them in terms of bonus, they've all been chipped pretty equally. And this tank is dead. Just that pole to clear. They do clear the pole. There's a Hunter jumping around now. He might get out of there without getting killed. It looks like he's going to save for the despawn and wait for the rest of his team. But that tank has been dealt with. Good amount of damage going out there overall. And a single boom to follow up. Sorry, it's a double boom. Take the weakness.
Indeed, I shall. So the tank not getting all that much done there with his tank, of course, and the SI not giving him too much support. Mainly, the big damage dealer there was that Hunter line onto Bill. A little bit separated there by his teammates, and it took a while for him to clear him as well. So that was really the main tank. So we'll see if Team Liechenstein can make it safe from here. I'm not too sure what their health bonus is. We'll take a look really fast. And they're already below actually where Team Nonstop ended their round. But we will see an attack going in there though. 100 landing, other one's getting skated, and Smoker's gonna go for a quick despawn here. But really, Team Liechenstein, they gotta buckle down either on the survivor half a little bit more, or they gotta do more SI damage, because Nonstop is just pulling away. Even if it's just 100 points each round, they are separating themselves from Liechenstein here slowly but surely. So we have to see if Team Liechenstein can either play more solid infected, or just really buckle down and clear stuff faster on the survivor half. But no attack coming in though. Hunter landing onto Zoe up front, taking a lot of damage, and that Hunter does get meleeed off and gets a one scratch before getting killed off. A nice double boom also landing on the survivors, and it actually causes a horde to spawn in the safe room. So a little bit more damage coming out from the common even onto Liechenstein. And that's going to drop their health bonus down to a 404. And the difference for the round will be a 148. So once again, Team Liechenstein dropping behind by a few more points, and we'll see Nonstop up around 500 points, a little under 500 points at this point.
Yeah, it's just the gaps really, but I mean, one good thing in Liechtenstein's favour there is they didn't actually suffer an incap that round either. I mean, the first round, I think they got into the safe room with two survivors, black and white, which didn't really do much for their bonus. But this is definitely a map to make a good comeback on. I mean, there's not really much. Once the tank is out of the way, I mean, you pretty much got a free run to the safe room. I mean, the event is a rush event. You don't want to be hanging around there for too often. So, I mean, it's definitely a map to make good bonus, but it does come down to, as most of these maps come down to, unfortunately, which is, really solid tank play, and you just kind of need the support to get there.
I'm actually be interested to see how the teams actually decide to take this tank, because it's at 44%, so they do momentarily get outside. With that being said, a nice try proxy. Boomer literally just waddling his way in towards the survivors who were in the safe room and grabbing an easy try boom. And yeah, I'll be interested to see how they play this, because the shotguns, with how powerful they are in this config, I'm not too sure if the tank can literally just run at the survivors if they track him back into the halls there, because I'm pretty sure he'll die before he gets like halfway down any hallway. But we'll see what they decide to do with the tanks once it comes up. They might not even go back inside, because they could take the tank out here, which allows for more kiting, and obviously it's harder for the SI to get spawns here as well. I mean, there are some trees, obviously, but it's kind of better than being in close quarters with hunters pouncing off walls and such. So I was taking it nice and slowly for right now. We'll bring up the spec HUD for you guys. We have two survivors ghosting in the back here, but the two survivors in the front moving around, clearing the common out. Don't want them becoming a factor here when this attack or tank comes in. But the tank is up now for Liechenstein, ends in the hands of KMC. And survivors getting aggressive, pushing up towards the campsite up top here, actually. And tank taking quite a few bullets there to the face. One rock does land onto Francis. And we're going to see a bit of a rock tank played here, though, as the survivors continue to clear common out.
Well, the tank's in a position where he can't really go anywhere. I mean, he is going to go down for his log. I think the survivors might actually push forward now once they're confirmed that he's down there, because, I mean, there's nothing in front of them to really stop them. And they are indeed just going to push forward.
Indeed, and
all the SI have pre-spawned behind. Tank is now going to have to give chase. It gives the survivors a much more open area to fight the tank anyway. There's going to be no boomer as well. Tank is still on first pass, but, I mean, his frustration is dropping fast because he can't get any sight on the survivors. They've positioned themselves in a much more safer place to take this, and now they don't have time to sack anything to get that boomer, which would help the tank significantly. But we do see the tank get a nice double punch as he climbs the ladder, gets a follow-up punch on Francis, gets another double punch. Tank has corners, but does he have the health to secure it down? It looks like he is going to secure it down, and Zoe, two hunters landing. That's a tri-cap landing behind the tank. That's a wipe.
Indeed it is. Wonderfully played there by Liechenstein, securing the wipe that they needed oh so dearly. And this could be, as you said, their comeback round. If Liechenstein can just make the safe room with any shred of health bonus, they will be able to claw their way back. I think distance alone might actually almost tie it. I think they'll be like 100 down off of that. So we'll go ahead and switch sides here, and Liechenstein looking to make that comeback a reality. And we'll see if they can do just that there on this half.
I think they played it a little bit too safe there. The survivors had it as well. Not really too safe, too dangerously. Like, yeah, they had 2 survivors on top of that tram line, but they were too overzealous getting chip on that tank that they just caught like a free double punch as soon as the tank committed. As a result, it led to 2 more double punches and a very quick corner and an in cap on Zoe, which, well, thank God the tri-cap landed behind, but the separation punch caused to Francis as well. No real early hit going in here, just the boomer for the sack. Looks like we might see the quad commit on the tank spawn. But this is definitely the position that Liechtenstein want to be in. Only 500 points separating them, and a lot of opportunity to make some distance. We do see the hunters spawned up and they are coming in. One hunter does land, one gets heated, and another one gets M2'd and shut down. Smoker pole goes out momentarily, but that's going to be cleared up. That is going to give the survivors the leeway to spawn the tank.
I actually like Joda's tactic that he called there in chat. The name he used for it. I'm not going to say it, it's a little inappropriate. But I did like it, and with that being said, tank comes up for Team Nonstop in the hands of Thug Life here. So Thug Life being put with the task of actually equalizing the tanks here, looking for the wipe. And actually Tank's going to stay in the front, he's not going to push behind and try and go for the log, because he doesn't want to risk the stars pushing forward to where Team Nonstop did, because that is a pretty powerful spot. It was a little unfortunate Team Nonstop got a little aggressive there and ate that double punch when he climbed the ladder.
You mean Liechtenstein?
No. I'm talking about Nonstop, sorry.
I have narcotics. We do see the tank committing though. Hunter does land a 10 damage pass right at the tank's heels, giving the tank a nice quick intercept. He is going to take the in cap on Bill, gets the rock, gets the follow-up punch, gets a second punch off that, but this tank is getting destroyed. He's down to 3,500 HP. Another hunter does land on Francis momentarily, and the rock gets keyed. Tank still has respectable enough HP to commit once again, but the SI support is going to have to be damn quick. Survivor's even getting hella aggressive on the tank now, pushing him all the way down to the bottom floor. He is still on first pass. He does land a nice curve rock though on Bill. Smoker pole does go out, pulling Lewis into the arms of the tank. Another curve rock going in, and a boom landing in the back on Zoe. Survivor's once again going to have to back the head out of there, but you know, for the sake of the single punch, because I think the first punch off the Smoker was Godfrey, they do manage to get an additional 1,000 chip in on the tank.
Yeah, so Thug Life having a little bit of a hard time here making this tank work out for him the way that he wants to, obviously. Liechenstein still sitting very high with the health. 3 players still in the high green, and only one of them down into the full bleed out. But Hunter does land on Lewis here. This could result in a couple punches. He only gets 1 though, as the tank's just quickly surrounded there by the shotguns of Liechenstein, and that will be Tank dead here. So if Nonstop wants to stop this bleed, they gotta really work these next few hits here. But the Witch Crown isn't coming. Easy crown there for Hornchen, and Nonstop's on their last legs here for this round. They need the quad cap.
They really do. It's just this event holding them out. There's no charger to worry about either, so the survivors are going to be able to rush up this damn quick. I mean, if the SI do choose to hit on the event trigger, which it looks like they are doing, they do land a nice double boom, but they need big damage off this hit. They need at least 2 survivors slow in order to really make something happen. We do see one hunter getting skated. The pole goes out, but gets cleared near enough instantly. The second pass goes in for 5 damage, gets cleared instantly again. And the Smoker's just being a bit of a nuisance, but he's been taken out. Survivors are going to trigger the event, and we're going to see the last SI hit of the game, really. Unless the survivors choose to wait it out for that hit to come in.
I mean, they can drop the boomer here, and they might have it hit up for the safe room, but that's really going to be pushing it really close. But it looks like the boomer can't find a spawn, so he's not going to be able to actually stack that boom. They're going to have to go in with the tri-cap and the boom as support. So let's see what Team Legion can actually make happen here. France is getting a little caught up here, not being able to find the ramp to go up top. And he actually ends up getting common locked here. If I were Team Nonstop, I might have thrown the attack in there. It seemed like a bit of an opportunity.
Do have 3 hunters as well, so I mean, there's 2 hunters positioned for DP. This horde is relentless as well, because it all just spawns from the safe room. There's no way to really stop it. At this point, the hunters are doing the ideal thing. Surprised they haven't thrown the boomer in though, just to pop it on them, just to slow them down a little bit more and get that smoker for the quad cap. I mean, they've got the free boom with this horde, because this horde just does not stop. So I was being extremely cautious about pushing forward. But rightfully so. 3 hunters looking to go in on them. They're starting to take quite a bit of chip from these common as well, and I doubt their ammo is doing brilliantly. A boomer does get popped though. One hunter does land. Second hunter lands. Tri-cap lands. 23 damage pounds on that final hunter. Just tremendous work on the bonus. But the attack is going to be cleared, and I think that is going to be safe from 4 Liechtenstein. This might actually give them the lead.
I believe it will. I mean, sitting at the health right now, everyone's checking the health. In fact, they do have 344 HP, so as long as they make it safe from right now, and they do just that, they clear out the common that left inside. Once again, that event is incredibly tough to actually push past, even with the SI down, because there's just so many common that spawn inside the safe room and around in the trees. But yeah, Team Liechenstein will take the lead here by, I believe that's 73? 73?
Go with 73.
73.
I was just going to round it off to 70 and say, right, well, the rest of you else can do the little finicky workings out. I'm going to stick with 70. But that's not bad going into the 4th and final map.
Yeah, not bad at all, because this tank can most definitely result in a double wipe, depending on where it is. This tank, I've seen some games really be broken by this tank, and some huge comebacks also happen. And with the teams being so even coming into this map, it's really anyone's game, because the health bonus is plentiful. There's a lot of chances to get good damage, even kills, because there's a whole wide open cliff where you can punch survivors off with the tank. But we'll probably see the survivors take it somewhere inside of the factory up ahead, depending on once again where it spawns. But with that being said, another quick ready up here. At least teams are on their game and they're readying up fast. And with that being said, once again, Joda juking me out with the unready.
Well, final survivor round for Team Liechtenstein. No finale to be played, so this is it.
Indeed. So once again, Team Liechenstein starting off on the survivor side, something they haven't seen for, I think, no, that was Survivor's first map, so they haven't seen that for pretty much the past 2 maps. But they are back in the driving seat here with Team Nonstop on the SI part of things. And we'll see a default hit here. Actually, no, it's a 3-1, 3 hunters and a boomer, so a little bit of a off-center attack, if you will. And yes. So we see Team Liechtenstein just pushing out the safe room, clearing out some common for right now. And the attack is coming in here, though. One hunter getting skated, though. Second one as well getting skated. Nice double boom landing, and Hunter briefly landing onto Francis for a couple ticks of damage. But nothing much to be spoken of. And Liechtenstein's going to be able to push up here. And tank's at 64%, so that's a little bit later.
It's definitely a later tank. I mean, this could be the tank we do see being taken in the factory. Let's hope to God for the Hail Mary forklift.
Yo, but, that thing can work out really well, actually, that forklift. Like, if you can actually work it...
If it gets the bullshit down, then, you know, you're golden. If you can get, like, 1 in-cat just from a bullshit forklift, you know, it makes your job so much easier as tank. We do see a quad cap there. We do see 1 hunter landing on a separated hub, he gets cleared just as the second hunter lands. We do see another hunter landing momentarily in the back, and the smoker is just going to run for the high hills. Run, smoker! Get out of there, man, they're on to you.
I'm away.
And he's gone. Survivors are going to push forward, and they are moments away from triggering the tank. They have indeed done so. They are backing up, and the tank is up in the hands of Veg. So it looks like they are going to fall back to the factory. They haven't triggered the car alarm. There's no danger of them doing that now in this situation, other than after they kill the tank. We do see a boomer getting popped. It looks like they are going to be going for the sack of that boomer and going for that tri-cap. So here comes the Hail Mary forklift. Tank's got to be really careful here. I mean, even working in that forklift, if you miss it 2 or 3 times with these shotguns, you're going to take about 2,000 chip.
Yeah, this
so
tank...
let's pray to God he gets it in first hit.
Yeah, that forklift can be a little bit of a bear to actually get in there, but once again, if you can get it into the area where the survivors are, you can really corner them off. You can allow the SI to really land very easily, and it looks like they might go with this boomer, actually, unless they're planning on sacking it. I mean, tank's still in first pass, so it could be a sack boom, but the boomer looks like it's already set up. And no, they're actually going to push the forklift in with the boom, so they're looking for the boom to actually hop out here with the common, try and lock the survivors up probably. And yeah, Tank started taking 500 chip. He's gotten the forklift in easily, but now he's got to get up on the pals, and he does just that. This forklift is in play, and this thing can be very wonky. Pull on the survivors, nice double boom landing on the survivors. He's going to hit the forklift towards the survivors, but it doesn't hit anyone just yet. Oh, it clips Lewis there. Beautiful hit there with the forklift. And now we'll see the rest of the side come in. Another smoker pull onto one survivor in the front. Forklift trying to land on Francis, not finding it though. And this tank getting absolutely railed by the shotguns. Forklift on the brink of connecting with the survivors. Falls down onto Bill, gets hit by it. And that's 2 incaps so far. Lewis on the brink of dying actually from this forklift. Down to about around a 10th of his down HP left. And this forklift not finding anything. He's down to 700 HP. And he almost clips Francis there. And Bill is on the brink of death here, but they're going to go and pick him up. If that boom gets popped, it might be the death of him. This could be the... Oh, no, he didn't actually let go of Bill. But that was actually really close to ending it. Oh, he's almost dead. If one common hits Bill, it's over. Oh, no, that smoker. That smoker grabbed the belt, or grabbed the pull on the France at the very last second, but there is no wipe on the Liechenstein, but 2 huge end caps, and that will plummet the health bonus of Liechenstein here.
It's 2 big end caps, it's 2 fully bleeding out, and it does put a lot more pressure on survivors, because it means that they are going to have to make this map now with bonus. Because, I mean, you know, you saw how much chip that tank, like, didn't even look for a punch, just played forklift for the entire time, got two end caps. But look how much chip he took as a result of that, which has been triggered though, inadvertently, and she does get an end cap. And that is going to be Virus black and white. So that's going to damage the bonus even further, force a commit of another set of pills. And the survivors are going to hit this last gauntlet towards the safe room.
Indeed. So we will see one last hit come in here. It's going to be a 3-1, 3 hunters and 1 a boomer. And they can get some good damage here. Most likely not a wipe though, obviously. Double boom landing, 1 hunter landing, 1 getting skeeted off though. Oh, Lewis in cap there on the ledge hang. That could have been a wipe if that 100 didn't get cleared off. With that stumble, that would have actually resulted in a quad cap.
Oh, they must be kicking themselves that they didn't get that pounce just a second later. But that is going to be the safe from 14 Liechtenstein. They do make it with a 420 bonus nonetheless. It's going to give them a total campaign score in the grand finals of 3,456. So 1,100 points needed to secure a win for Team Nonstop.
Indeed. So really, we just need to see Team Nonstop make it to a 500 and actually like a 600, somewhere around a 600, a little bit lower than that actually. And they will actually be able to take the victory here over at Team Liechenstein. But we'll see what they can make happen here with that tank. Once again, that tank can go either way. That hittable is a very volatile thing. And luckily, Vex for Team Nonstop was able to control it fairly well. And it almost resulted in a kill onto Bill and then Francis. You almost wonder if he should have went for the kills onto them instead of going for more end caps.
I think the kills probably would have resulted in a wipe there, truth be told. Especially with the kerfuffle at the witch as well. I mean, they got a free end cap off that. But I mean, if you think about it, if they only had 3 survivors, then they could have done a lot more with the actual SI. And of course, when you're getting pretty much a tri-cap every hit, with only 3 survivors, it's up. And the booms have been landing as well for them. I think there's very few boomers that have gone in that haven't landed at least a double boom. So I don't know, I mean, I think the tank got a bit flustered when he got that first end cap. And, you know, when he got the second one, he must have been... And he was so close to killing both of them as well. Lewis got picked up at the last minute, as did Bill.
I mean, with that double boom landing, that was a really key boom for Team Nonstop. Whoever that was, really well done. And I agree. I think he got a little bit flustered when he got that double boom. He got really ambunctious. He wanted that full wipe. And I think if he just took the kills as they came, I think his team would have gotten the wipe. If not at the tank, a little bit later in the map, an easy double or tri-cap could have happened. But regardless, we will be going live here with the final half. Once again, juked by Team Nonstop. Or not team, I was going to say just a Vex, pulling a little bit of a juke there with the ready. I guess they're still discussing what they want to do. I mean, it is a very pivotal point here. It's the final half of the game, and they only need a 500 health bonus. And the grand health bonus for this map is like a 1,200. So if they can make it with a 500, that's all they need, because they were like 73 points down coming into this. So that's like a 490-something health bonus that they would have needed. So if they can hit the 500, that's all they need to win.
Well, if you look at it this way, they had 1 survivor black and white, another survivor had gone down, and not like great HP on the other 2 survivors, and they made it with a 420 bonus. So if Nonstop is able to kill this tank without suffering a down, then they're going to have the bonus regardless. Well, near enough anyway. And one other thing to mention, of course, we've only seen 1 tank wipe this game, and that has been the Liechtenstein tank on the previous rounds. So if fate, repeats itself and Liechtenstein get the wipe, they've guaranteed their victory.
Indeed.
It's going to be an interesting one. Do see the Hunters pre-spawn though. We have 1 Hunter's positioned looking for a damage bounce on the right, another one up on the left, and a second Hunter on the right, but he's on the lower ground, probably the Distraction Hunter. We do see a double boom landing though. And Survivors just back the hell out of there and run back into the safe.
And this is actually a pretty dire point right now for Team Nonstop, because with that Boomer sacking himself, they're going to get a smoker, I believe. So we might see a quad cap potential for the first hit of Team Liechenstein, and they could end up right here if everything lands according to plan. But still a little bit of common trickling in here. Actually, it's going to be a quad hunter. So we will see 4 hunters coming in here, though, for Team Liechenstein. One taking a little bit of chip there. He's going to back out for a second and regroup. I'm not too sure when they're going to spring this quad cap, but we haven't seen a quad hunters attack in quite a long time, I believe. Usually it's been a smoker and 3 hunters. But indeed, it will be a quad hunter.
Well, it looks like they're gearing to come in. It looks like they might try and go in just as the survivors jump across. Survivors have despawn, which I think gives them their health back as well, still in this mod. As it does in Pro mod, but it looks like the attack has been triggered. We do have all the hunters spawned up, and they are coming in. One hunter does land. Oh, he gets cleared just as the second hunter. They land the tri-cap with the hunters, but one hunter getting cleared just as the second one landed. There must have been about 0.3 seconds between that. That would have been a quad.
Yeah, that was incredibly close to quad actually going out. Nonstop taking a lot of chip from that, though, knocking almost 3 of their players down into the 60 HP range. So with that being said, Team Nonstop will be able to push up, though, and trigger this tank. They got to be wary of the Boomer, though. And the Boomer hasn't spawned. The other side, it has now, though, spawned, and it gets a single boom out to Zoe. Hunter going in. Smoker getting pulled towards the alarm car. Not shooting the alarm car, though, is Team Nonstop, so good play by them. And keeping the boom on Zoe. So they will be able to retreat here. Tank up in the hands of Faitzer for Liechenstein. And this is do or die. Health bonus at 940. So he's got to do around 450 points of damage to the health bonus to actually knock Nonstop out here.
He needs like 3 in-caps near enough. And he's having a bit of trouble with the forklift, but the survivors are a bit too wary. They're not going to push forward and take that forklift to the face as they try and get some additional chip in. We do see a Boomer spawning up in behind. Does land a single boom. Tank is still on first pass. Is he going to wait for his commons before he commits, or it looks like he is going to wait for the tri-cap almost?
I would probably start working my way in right now, because the third spawn will be up in time for when he's actually really deep in there to commit. So, and then you also have the common obviously around.
Well, he is going to go in now. He's on his second pass. This is it. Do or die for the tank. Trying to avoid all forms of chip as he works that forklift. And forklift isn't being that cooperative though. He's got it in a much better position now, but still the survivor's doing a good job of juking, wild tripping, and he is down to 1000 HP. He is 1 punch.
Oh, he got juked!
And he is dead. Tank does go down. They survive the tank without suffering a single in-cap. And they've just got the witch to deal with. If they can deal with this witch without suffering the in-cap, they could potentially win this here.
There's still 360 points of damage that has to be done to the health bonus of Team Nonstop. This witch is pretty dire, actually. If she hits a survivor, that might be enough to actually swing the balance of the health bonus. But we'll see one hunter spawning up. Boomer trying to break that door, looking for a sneaky boom, but not going to find it. Immediately popped. And that was a pretty big tank. I mean, that's the game maker right there. The game changer, if you will. Witch getting drawn now by Francis. It looks like the SI aren't planning on hitting on it, though, and the Witch immediately getting crowned there by Francis. So it all comes down to this last hit. If we see a good tri-cap land on the survivors, or maybe even a quad cap? No, actually, they have the Boomer, so it will be a tri-cap. But we have to see one hell of a hit here, Lando. Liechenstein gonna forfeit the win here to Team Nonstop on the 4th map.
Well, they need to get this. They need to land and get the stumble off just to in-cap that false survivor. And the survivor's doing a really good job here of like separating out, so no one is getting stumbled at this point. The Boomer does go in and get a single boom, but that's just going to focus the commons' attention. We do have the smoker pre-spawned above. One hunter falls as well and kills himself. That's game.
Virus also at 2 HP with his hunter. Not going to get anything. Smoker pulling to Lewis in the back. And this looks like it's it. Team Nonstop, Liechenstein calling GG. Everyone throwing the GGs out. They walked away in the safe room. 840 health bonus. And that will skyrocket them 350 points above Team Liechenstein. And that will be the GG. And Team Nonstop will be your champions for the Rotoblin Cup number 3. And I don't even know what to say. That was heartbreaking for Liechenstein. I mean, I could feel like that tank, he couldn't get anything. He took the risk of actually going for the forklift, which is a very risky thing on stuff to do in that position. And I mean, we saw Team Nonstop. Vex was able to work it in. He was able to get some in-caps with it. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work out that way for everybody, as we saw with Team Liechenstein.
And that last hit was anticlimactic as all hell, to say the least. Look, they were planning something, and then the boomer decided to get the single boom, but didn't get popped. And then the hunter decided, you know what, screw it, I'm going. I'm out
Yeah.
of here.
Team Nonstop just picked that last attack apart. They knew that the ball was in their court. They took it as slow as they wanted to. They were methodically, I should say, picking out the common, and the SI just couldn't hold their horses long enough. So once again, your victors for Rotoblin Cup number 3 will be Team Nonstop taking it over Team Liechenstein. Both teams had a very strong showing in this tournament. And I mean, once again, the semifinals were a little anticlimactic with the Clarity versus Team Nonstop game. Nonstop ended up getting the forfeit win over Team Clarity, but both those teams were very, very high skilled. And as we saw, they were able to topple Liechtenstein. So once again, GG's to both teams. Congratulations to Team Nonstop. And do you have any shout outs you would like to do, sir?
I have absolutely nothing. Nothing whatsoever.
Fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, I guess that'll do us for here on the channel, guys. Once again, make sure you guys hit up leftfootednation.com, watch leftfooted.com, and Leftfooted Pro Mod. I don't know if it's back up just yet. I believe Jacob's still working on the website, getting it all re-pushed out, relaunching it, and hopefully it turns out to be something really cool. And yeah, make sure you guys hit that follow button. It helps show your support for the community and what we do here with the cast, bringing you guys and whatnot. I have been Kiss Me. I've been joined by a Battle, and yeah, I think that's all for me. Do you have anything you want to say?
Well, I was going to leave it and make myself look lonely, but I guess a shout out to 45. Otherwise, she'll be upset with me.
I just saw her in chat. I was like, oh god. I'm hoping Battle sees this. But
yeah, I made sure to keep eyes on chat just in case my life would come under threat.
Fair enough. Fair enough.